Here in Japan, it's evening time. A little bit of wine, a little bit. That is not a little glass of wine. It's been a busy day here in the tech industry. I work for Linux Foundation. I'm the general manager of OpenChain project, which is not about blockchain. OpenChain is all about supply chain management. We just had a fantastic board meeting, tons of companies there. Of course, our board includes telcos like Ericsson. It also includes telecommunication providers like Cisco. And, of course, it has other companies like Qualcomm and ARM and so on. When we have a board meeting with the community around Linux Foundation, there's always insight on the market, and my own personal interest at the moment is, of course, centered on where do we go in Africa right now with World Mobile in terms of building out communities, in terms of providing service to people. And while this might be a slight digression, and you can yell at me in the chat if it's too boring, for several years I've been working on the question of how do we empower people, not just socially, but also economically, and how do we create opportunities that may have been impossible. One way we do that is by providing the pipes, the infrastructure for communication. As soon as people can talk, they can do things. The second thing we can do is build a fabric on top of that that allows commerce. Now, we talk about the digital identity around World Mobile a lot, and the community is rightfully excited about it. I know I am. But there's more to digital identity than access to, let's say, loans. Once you have digital identities and digital payment methods, particularly if you can crack microtransactions with low fees, people innovate. There are so many people out there who might be living in, let's just pick at a village with no access to communication, that once they're connected, will start creating their own businesses. If they have communication, if they have a digital ID, they can start selling stuff. Now that's important. Recently, I bought honey from a mountain in China. A person was on TikTok explaining their day-to-day life of bee farming. And being able to communicate and sell a product from the countryside of China to the, well, quite frankly, countryside of Japan is important. But there's even more than that. Intangibles, even if you don't own anything, even if you've got nothing but your phone and an internet connection, you have the opportunity to create business. A lot of human commerce is actually services, intangibles. It's telling stories. It's providing knowledge. It's thinking through problems. There are genuine opportunities for people to start from zero and to build viable little businesses out of it. I'm so excited about this. If you ever looked at how much people earn in developing nations, particularly nations that have a significantly young but large population, you'll find severely depressed daily income. Being able to increase that by 50 cents or $1 per day, not year, can make a real difference. One thing I like about what Mickey and the team are doing at World Mobile is a vision of firm independence to ensure that what's executed here, what happens around World Mobile and the ecosystem, is potentially super exciting, innovative, in a way that traditional approaches and traditional thinking might not manage. Romanian wine, it's quite good. If you want to check out some interesting innovations, I think you should look at microlending in Kenya and in Sri Lanka and Indonesia. I've long been a supporter of microlending, and it's remarkable how the smallest bump in potential to bootstrap people makes a big difference. It's also remarkable when you think about it how little communication is available. Wasn't it interesting in our World Mobile Telegram chat about half an hour ago, where Mickey pointed out that in the last few years, the additional coverage of telecommunication was about 1%. And half of humanity is unconnected. We need some innovation here to bring people into the world where everything is at your fingertips. Oh, hi. Oh my goodness, it's BB. Hi, how are you? You know, sometime, BB, I'd love to talk to you about the trading stuff. Going back to what I am involved in personally, I've been involved in, investment and trading for a while. And when I started out nervously and went to a Japanese trading house and was like, "Can you help me with investments?" And they were like, "Sure, sure, 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 sure." And basically, the returns and the products package was just awful. So I was like, "Nah, I'm going to learn how to do proper trading." And I, you know, opened a trading account and so on with Interactive Brokers. I quite like their service. And over time, found how interesting it is to do investment. And if you're like me, extremely diversified, relatively stable. Entering crypto as an investor, which I only did in March this year, is a huge step towards a much more unstable market. Though I suppose I have the advantage that I've been around crypto since the Bitcoin white paper in 2009. I just didn't like it much as an investment vehicle until it grew up, and we had things like third-generation blockchains. I have to give huge credit to Charles at IOHK. His vision to go beyond what was possible with Ethereum, and of course miles beyond what is possible with Bitcoin, is important. Third-generation blockchains like Cardano or Algorand allow us to do transactions that are meaningful, to build economies that are meaningful with the type of price points on transactions, the price points on smart contracts that will allow very large scaling. Still, crypto's a weird community. Sorry, guys. It's very interesting to find out how many people are in crypto but don't have any other investment experience. How many people are in crypto and are not just bullish on it, euphoric around it. Sometimes I worry because it's a frothy or unstable market. But on the other hand, it's evolving rapidly. Cardano is growing up nicely. WMT, what World Mobile is doing, is a significant example of mature approaches to blockchain technology. And I feel really good about where we're going next. The only proviso I have is that we must make sure that what we do around third-generation blockchains, what we do around decentralized finance, what we do around tokens like World Mobile, never prices out the rest of the world. Blockchain can't be expensive. And I truly admire what Ethereum has accomplished. But I am concerned and disappointed about the pricing on execution of things like smart contracts. Ethereum 2.0 will hopefully address this. Cardano and Algorand already address this. So I'm optimistic. I'm good about it. Right. I don't want to stay online too much when I'm unsure of how useful it is to be online. But I did want to pop in and give a few notes. And I guess what I'll do now is give a little bit of gossip about things I've picked up in the tech industry that might be relevant to what we're doing. First of all, one of the things I've heard is that a lot of companies, after initially looking at blockchain, are now a little bit negative about it. They hadn't a good experience with their first attempts at smart contracts. They had, concerns about the lack of regulation. And that pullback from initial corporate engagement is noticeable, but at the same time I hear plenty of people in finance becoming increasingly interested in working around blockchain technology. And of course, governments are beginning to regulate. The move by China recently is, in my view, a strong positive. They're not banning cryptocurrency per se, they're banning unregulated cryptocurrency. Things like the digital RMB are proceeding as planned. Businesses jumping in first, and then quite a few of them ricocheting off the market, is just an indication of early investment and the normal cycle of churn. What happens next with regulation and with financial authorities getting involved, and then with financial institutions getting involved, is the step towards more significant maturity. The initial phase of crypto, if the word on the street matters, and I believe it does, the anonymous governance crypto time is rapidly coming to an end. But surpassing that is a way that we can trade cheaper, faster, and more reliably than ever before. It'll need know your customer, it will have regulation, and it will have limitations. But I've yet to meet anyone who said that they don't think improved digital transactions will be good or will be important. Everyone does. 2022 is probably the pivotal year for us. We can expect to see some very exciting things from World Mobile. We can expect to see a smart contract ecosystem around Cardano. And we can expect to see governments like the US government and Chinese government become very clear about how they embrace cryptocurrency, or more accurately, blockchain technology, and where they draw the lines. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope we will continue to unpack it with the Lampos. As you know, we've been releasing an episode a week. We've been filming on the weekend. And this weekend, episode 3 is looking rather good. We have some stuff to talk about the Cardano Summit. For example, we're going to chat about that bank in the Philippines, which has got its own Cardano pool. We're going to dig into some topics about different profiles of crypto investors, and we've got a significant figure from Crypto Analysis joining us for an interview to do just that. And finally, of course, if we can catch him, we're hoping to do a live profile of who is Zach, the omnipresent ambassador and moderator around our channels. Now, I'm fortunate that I've had a chance to talk with Zach quite a lot. He's a fantastic person, many stories to tell, and if we can catch him, we'll put him on the spot and try to find out all his secrets. Well, that's it. It's getting dark out here, so I'm going to take myself and my wine inside. Wish you all the best from Japan, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay positive, stay patient about WMT. Just don't keep asking when listing. It doesn't matter. Next week, a month, it'll be fine. Hold your horses, and let's watch the market together.